You are not the universe. You are just a planet. Understand that you are just a planet. There are other planets and other solar systems, other galaxies, or other universes that have the information that you need. So you need to figure out how to get that information. You need to figure out what it is, what information that you need to get from these other places that is going to come back into your planet and help your economy move forward. So that you can one day evolve into a galaxy or a solar system or whatever the case is that you want to do. You need to get that new knowledge. You need to read, you need to listen, and you need to seek counsel.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player.
Trump podcast, where the elephant is always welcome and talks about growth and development is the name of the game, people. It is me, your boy, Marcus Morton. Here with me, as always, the Aaron Mack, and we are back.
Back for another one.
Yes.
Back for another one. Bro, you know what I miss?
What's up, man?
Even though I hate editing the videos for it, but I miss being in the studio.
Come on.
Like I literally do. Like I told Alyssa yesterday, like I really do miss being in the studio. Man.
I mean,
like the chaos, the panic, and the confusion of just being in that small, tight space, and everybody sweating and just like looking at each other all awkwardly. Like I miss that, man. I miss that.
I mean,
yeah,
COVID really hit hard, and
I mean, let's not trip and act like this is COVID related. This was because I switched schedules and shit, and ended up working on night shift on the day that everybody else is doing their thing. So this is my fault, but I'm currently trying to get back to the land of the living.
I feel it,
if so to say. So got an interview for something at a different building. And next week, so cross your fingers and hope that I could not only land the interview, but actually get a spot on a day shift position. So
that would be, it would be another building entirely, or
yeah, one of the nearby joints. I ain't going nowhere far.
You know, some of our guys been going all the way to Texas, I believe. For that program.
Man, yeah. Shout out to Rudy, man. You still ain't give me my feedback on the book. So yeah, he was supposed to be one of my beta readers, and he still ain't said nothing. I don't even think he read the joint yet, but it's all good. I gave it to him, expecting him not to. So there's that. Oh, and then on top of that, man, shout out to Daryl Powell, man. One of our listeners of the podcast, man, frequent listeners, and he actually beta read the Legend of the Oracles, the first novel that I did last year, and gave me back a little bit of feedback. And I haven't even looked at it yet because I'm like, as you know, I'm not even working on Legend of the Oracles right now, and probably won't be for like another like 6 months or so. So I mean, like. It looked like it's pretty extensive. My man sent the email back with the joint in it, and I'm pretty sure he told me straight up. He was like, "I got a lot of notes for you." I was like,
"Okay,
that's what I want. That's why you got the joint. That's why you got it. Go ahead, give me everything you got. Don't even hold back nothing."
That's
so yeah, shout out to my man for that, man. Appreciate that.
So with book writing, I'm guessing since they haven't been like fully published yet, you still have time to kind of go back and work on them, tweak stuff here and there. Yeah. Okay. That's dope.
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword with that, because it's like, you don't have to worry about like constantly throwing them joints out there, but at the same time, it's like you're not putting anything out there, so it's like you can perfect it. You can keep it in-house and perfect it and you can like go by bits and pieces and stuff like that. Send it to every editor that you could possibly get it to, but at the same time, you holding off from actually putting the content out. So you're missing on sales, and your readership is falling off because you're not doing nothing. And right now, and I'm in the prime space where I could like save up the books, so to say, because right now I'm writing book 2 of series 0, and I'm about halfway. I'm over halfway through that. I'm about 30,000 words in. I was supposed to finish that joint by January 30th, but the moving process that we in right now has taken precedence over that. But you know, I'm still writing it little by little, nowhere near the amount of speed that I was putting into it back in November. But I mean, it's still getting done. Hopefully by the end of this year, by the time I publish the first joint, I'll be on book 3 right now. So, because you know the goal was always to publish 3 this year in 2021.
Right.
So, like I could go ahead and publish them joints back to back at that point.
Okay. So,
Yeah, man. What about the gaming stuff, man? Don't let me talk about everything going on with Ascension Publishing. I want to know what's going on with Moons Castle. What's up?
still in development, man. Still in like the very first stages. You know, haven't really put together any like background stuff or made anything like real solid. Still just practicing. But man, I'm ready for it. Like once I get that first thing off the ground, man, I want to hit the ground running.
Yeah, man.
Which kind of
You linking up with anybody yet?
not yet. I haven't been like trying to get out there yet. I just want to get my stuff looking like at least decent or professional before I put it out there.
Yeah.
Which that shouldn't hold me back from looking at to people, cause just
I'm glad I ain't had to tell you that.
Cause just like you said, getting that feedback, even though it's not published yet or developed, is something that could make or break anything, make or break a video game, a book, whatever anybody's creating. So I do want to start doing that, getting people's feedback, seeing where I can get better at, because something I since I'm just starting out, I might not miss or see everything that somebody that's been in the game for it. Which also brings me to the topic. We're gonna roll right into there. Man, I've been a little lazy, man. Been a little procrastinating and just like in a funk.
You said
yeah.
you? Oh.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of that. Yeah, this episode gonna be about me. You gonna help me out today,
right.
sir.
All right. I could definitely be a prime example of what not to do when trying to do stuff. At some points, it's just all about catching yourself, and the fact that you just called yourself out on it, I think that's a bit bigger than what most do. So kudos on that. Yeah, and especially bringing it to me of all people.
I mean, you the bro, man. You gotta keep me on my toes, man. You gotta keep me accountable.
All right, so what's the deal? What's up?
Just like not having that drive sometimes. Like, I know I want to do it, but some days it's just like, man, I don't really feel like doing it today, or like it's just like so much stuff going on outside that it's just like hard to come in to like the workplace and just hammer it out. And I know some motivational speakers they'll tell you to it's doing it again. Even though if you don't feel like it.
Yours doing it too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that might be an internet connection.
All right.
So we might have to
get some internet boosters or something.
I don't know, because you are in the country too, so there's that. Yeah. For everybody who listening to us, we having some technical difficulties on video right now, but we gonna just go ahead and push it through. Go ahead, man.
Hammer through it. Yeah, motivational speakers, they'll tell you, just even though if you don't feel like doing it, if it's something you want to do, just do it. Just like kind of push through it and hope for it to be like, you're into it by the end, like once you finish or something. And then also planning stuff. I really have a bad time with that. But with our weekly planner we got right here for the people to see.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Hopefully,
That's what I'm talking about.
that can help me get on track.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
all right. So I want to let me pull one out, by the way. While we on that conversation, because that's exact. I see that's where this is going right now. So, you can give me some extra work today. I see. I already see that coming. You can give me some extra work. But it's all good. It's all good. So, so I want to go into that by attacking the frequently asked questions. Not frequently asked questions, but the frequent misconceptions of productivity.
Okay.
One of those productivity myths that I hear a lot is if I don't feel like doing it, I can do it whenever.
Yep.
And you didn't necessarily say anything about feelings, and I'm not putting this on you, but if I don't know if the shoe fits or not because I'm not like in your shoes. I can just go. I go off of what you tell me.
Right.
That's it. But most people, especially people in our situation, when I mean people in our situation, I'm talking about the blue collar folks. And we talked about this a few other times. People who work for a living, they get their hands dirty. They clock in, clock out, and they do that for a living. People like that, they usually get into this little mode where it's like, all right, now I don't feel like doing this right now. I'm gonna do it later. But once you get on that note, you start to become one of those people that got the SOMs. You know what SOMs is?
What's that? So
The start on Mondays.
yeah.
And once you become one of those people that's like, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. I'll do it this time. Like, you're going to continue putting yourself off. So one of the things that I like to tell people is like, and people, nobody really ever listens to me for real. Like, I just don't understand why I continue talking. Cause I'll tell people this in person. Like, I know people personally who procrastinate, and I just be like, and you know me, I'm all about the goals. I don't care about your ideas. I want to know what your goals are. I'll tell people like, yo, you too focused on your feelings. I need you to focus more on the goal.
Okay.
Anybody who know me could tell you like, yo, do Aaron Mack just wake up all day every day and just feel like writing? Bro, I hate writing. I fucking hate writing. I do not enjoy sitting in front of my computer banging out keys all day and falling asleep at the wheel.
Come on.
trying to bring out a story. Like, I do not like the process of writing, but you know what I do like is the finished product of what I can produce. So my goal, everybody knows my personal goal is to finish 73 books in the next 10 years. There should be no reason why I can't do that if I have the knowledge and the skill to make that happen. The only thing that's stopping me is me. Straight up. The only thing that's stopping me right now is me. So you got to attack productivity in a way that at any given moment that I can do this, I'm going to do it. So let me break down some things that it could be for most people. And Mark, I don't know where you fall at with any of this. One thing, it would be the feelings. Second thing, it could be your environment isn't conducive to your workflow, meaning that you got some things that's going on around you while you're trying to work that you can't focus around, whether it be people, your household, or whatever. One thing it could be is, and this is the most dangerous one that like everybody has to sit back and really figure out, like, is this really what I want to do? Is the thing that you're doing, Is that the thing that you really, really want to do? So those are the three things that kills productivity. Because if you can't get those three things right, then you don't have a product. You don't have a product. You don't have progress. You can't focus on progress if you don't have those three things, man. If they ain't in order, then you'll fall out of sorts with all that. I'm a personal what's the word I'm looking for? I always get lost with words, man. How the hell does the writer always get lost with his words? I'm an
Advocate.
example of, I guess you could say it. No, not advocate.
advocate.
Like I've been there with the productivity boy. 10 years, bro. Like just think about it. 10 years. 10 years is how long it took me to write Legend of the Oracles. The first novel, it took me 10 years to write it. Most of that, and I can chop it down to a lot of different reasons as to why I didn't get that joint done 10 years ago. But for the most part, it was productivity. Like I sat back and think about this, bro. I sat back this year, and I'm just gonna throw my personal situation out just to show like the contrast what the human brain could do, right? So I started writing the first book back last year in what, April. I think it was about April, in April, I think it was. And it took me all the way up until October to finish writing it. That was 5 months. Took me all the way up for 5 months to write 100,000 words, right? And I thought that was damn good, right? I thought that was damn good. And then I finished writing the book, right? And then November comes around, and they got this little thing called NaNoWriMo, where people are writing half of what I wrote in a month. So I'm like, yo, I thought I was doing something. Hold up 1 second. So I get into this joint, and I'm like, I think I can do that. Maybe I can't. Like I doubted myself so much going into that, man. I don't even think anybody understand. Like I had a conversation with Alyssa, was like, yo, can I really do that? She was like, I don't see why not. And, you know, Alyssa, she's over supportive about everything. Like I could probably just be like, yo, I think I'm gonna go outside and try to fly in the parking lot, and she'd probably be like, yes, babe, you can do that. Like she just, I don't know, it's weird, but I love it though. I love her. But anyway, so I'm looking at this situation like, all right, it took me 5 months to write 110,000 words. 5 months, bruh. 5 months. Then I get into this thing, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm plot out my story on October 31st. I'm gonna plot out my story October 30th. October 31st don't exist, right? I don't know. I don't remember. Whatever the last day of October is. I was sitting at my computer, and I was like on the starting line, like ready to go. Like I was determined to finish the book. I wasn't determined to put the work in.
Oh, okay.
I think somebody missed that.
I think they did.
I was determined to finish the book. I wasn't determined about the process.
Okay. And then I think a lot of people do that also. They look at how long they have to go to do something instead of looking at the end goal, seeing that the house on the hill. They seeing all the twists and turns and drops off that they have to go through in the path, and then it's sometimes discouraging for some people.
Yeah.
And
people just talk themselves out of it, man.
Nuggets.
They just like they find a reason to talk themselves out of it because they had the goal, they had the aspiration to do something, but then they realized how much they had to put into it. And then and there's some people, they'll think about the things that they got to put into it first, and then they don't even make the goal.
True.
That's why I tell everybody, like, yo, if you're gonna make a plan, make the plan. You can figure out the rest of that shit later, bro. Like I said 73 books. I have no clue how I'm gonna write 73 books. I have no idea. I have no ideas by the time I get to book 20, I'm gonna be the only one writing these jokers, man. I don't even know. Like, I don't even care. The point is that at the end of my life, there's a list of books that I got to finish. There's a list of series that I got to jump into. I don't care if they books, TV shows, movies. I don't care what they are. I just know that they got to be out there. That's it. It's plain and simple. I don't care how much it's going to take to get it. And people would look at me and say, like, I done had so many people, man. I show the list. Like, bro, when people like try to front like I'm not working, I show the list and they look at it like, yo, you can't, man. No, there ain't no way, man. No way. No way. I love it, man. I'm like, yo, I already did 4. Like, what you talk? What? What we talking about? What we talking about? I need to start working on a short story anthology this week, man. What we talking about, man? I ain't trying to brag, man. I'm just like want to put it out there, man. That productivity is not something that you just jump up and just like make happen. Like, I'm gonna just be real with you. It's more of an internal struggle than an external struggle, in my opinion.
Okay. So like, when you say internal, do you mean like it's something you have to kind of like see for yourself? Like, it's not something you get validation from like an outside source. You have to be like, all right, even though if something wasn't completed today, or you ain't get all the information you want today, you're still stuck on this part. You still are one step closer to what you're trying to accomplish. You did something, you put in work. So it's still something. It's not a lost cause, more to say.
So here's the thing. I don't care how good you are, or how good everybody else think you are at something. If you don't see the value in it for yourself, then you'll never be good at it. The world would think you're a beast at whatever you do, but if you can't see that for yourself, if you can't just take accountability of what you have in front of you and what you are able to create, then you'll never have that. Like, nope. Like, anybody can come and read my stories and just be like, yo, like, these are awesome. They're amazing. I think we can do this, that, and the other with it. But if I don't believe it, what's the point? If I don't believe it, what gives me motivation to go on and write the next part of the series, right, if I don't believe that the story is good? So if I never believe that in myself, then I won't be motivated to write it anyway. And most people, and this is where the hindrance comes in, that with most people, because at the point where you're starting, of course you're not good, right? Let me throw something in here. Most people will quit before they even start because they're not good at what they want to do. Oof. But how in the hell are you going to be good at it if you never practice it? What that, and we are this world that we're in is a world where if it don't happen
in a second, it's on to the next one.
Then you're not even interested no more. Thanks. And unfortunately, this world, this economy, the system that we're in, it breeds that kind of mentality. And people don't even understand that they're in that mentality. They don't even understand that they got popcorn syndrome and they can't follow through on anything because they can't commit to nothing. You can't commit to yourself long enough to say, all right, this is what I want to do. Let me learn how to do that. Let me put work. Let me put time. Let me put effort into it. Let me fail forward. Because if I fail forward, then excuse me, if I fail forward, then I can learn what to do and what not to do in the process of me trying to figure it out. And most people, they are afraid of that alone. And I've been there. I promise you. Like, I'm not foreign to any of this concept right now. I was telling Alyssa yesterday, 5 years ago, I was in that same boat. I was one of those people that was depressed. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know how I was going to do it. My environment wasn't right. My motivation wasn't right, and I won't right within myself. So all three of those things made that. And had I not figured it out, then had I not taken full accountability of what was in me and what I was looking at personally, because I looked in the mirror and I looked at myself and I was like, yo, what do you want? What do you need? And how can I make you succeed? So if I hadn't done that then that 10 years that it took me to write that first book probably would have been a lot longer because I wouldn't have been able to address that.
Okay. Oh, first of all, we got to put what you said on a shirt.
What? Which part? Like, there was a lot.
It was like, what do you need? And something about...
What do you want? What do you need? And how can I make you succeed?
Yes, that needs to be on a shirt. That definitely needs to be on a shirt.
Yeah.
But okay.
Star player mentality, man.
Oh. That kind of reminds me, and it goes all the way back to what we've been saying, like from the very beginning, like always take care of your star player.
Yep.
Because if you didn't already said you lost, then how do people around you gonna say that you won? You're in a position of success. Yep. So many movies remind me of that. How like the even today, like if LeBron go out there and be like, man, I think we lost this one to gay guys. The whole team gonna be hurt. They were like,
right,
what you mean,
right.
LeBron?
You'll stop. And look, check this out. Your star player, and we're gonna use that example. LeBron on any team that he's on.
Any team
that he's on. I don't care what team you put him on, bro. You can bring back 97 Jordan and put him on a team with LeBron, and LeBron would be fighting for that spot for star player. I promise you. Regardless of what you think about the situation of LeBron, regardless of if you a LeBron fan or not. I don't even like basketball. I don't even watch basketball.
Same.
But I'm telling you, this is what I see. This is what I know. LeBron is a star player no matter what team you put him on. He got the most media hype. He gets the most points. His numbers are up higher than any other player on any part of the court at any time. But he's on the court, his numbers are always higher, right? He's the star player. Like Marcus said, if LeBron went into the locker room and was like, yo, we playing the Warriors tonight, I don't think we're going to win this. If LeBron said that, what do you think the rest of the team is going to do? Look at that team. Look at that team as a body, right? That team is a body, a full-grown person, right? And the brain of that team, the heart of that team just said that, I don't think we're going to win. What do you think the body going to do? The body is going to follow. Like, okay, LeBron, he just, all right, cool. No, we ain't going to win this, John. We just going to follow his lead. His lead is that we ain't going to win. So we just not going to win. So you got to get your heart and your mind into the space where it's like, yo, I'm a winner no matter what I do. I'm a winner no matter what I do. And I know it kind of sounds like we veered a long way from the procrastination tip, but I promise you, if you get these things right, bro, nothing can stop you from working. Nothing can stop you from working. And I don't know why it took me so long to figure these things out, right? And these are like simple things. Like the more exposure I got in my life, the more I started to understand that the things that I was struggling with were fucking ridiculous. Like procrastination, it's just literally one of those things. It's like, what's more important, how I feel about this situation or what I want to accomplish in this situation?
I feel it.
I'm relentless, bro. I'm relentless. I'm the type of person where I said, I said it even on the 1 year anniversary episode, man. Y'all gotta take it back to Randy Orton. Y'all gotta take it back to Randy Orton, man. My man said he'll RKO his own grandmother if she stood in the way of his goal. So y'all gotta be relentless, man. What is your goal? What is your goal? What's important to you? And once you figure that stuff out, man, like everything else falls in line after that. And we talked about the snowball effect of a winner, right? Last episode we talked about the snowball effect of a winner. Once you get into that mentality where you just go, 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 like you just look at all of your goals like a tally mark. Once you start getting into that mode where you're like, all right, I got this goal, that goal, that goal, that goal, done. Once you get to that point, man, winning starts to happen. Momentum starts to happen. And nothing that happens around you can affect you to the point where you start to procrastinate. It's just all about keeping the momentum and moving forward. Even if it don't feel right. That's one thing that I wanted to say. Even if it don't feel right, do it.
Okay. Okay. I see it, sir. I see it. That's dope.
Man, oh man.
Nuggets, straight nuggets.
We've been on here for 29 minutes and you
Jesus.
already got me to go jump into the main topic. I don't know what we about to talk about for the next 30, but
I feel it though.
If we go any deeper, we're gonna have to charge for this episode.
All right, well let's bring it out. Go over what we kind of said and
zoom out a little bit. Zoom out.
help people break it down. So like, cause you're a very, very passionate person. Like how did that passion get there? Like how do you?
Oh man, that's a good question. I told you like 5 years ago I wasn't this person, bro. I wasn't even this person a year ago I wasn't even this person like last year when we started this podcast, honestly. Like yeah, I definitely I had an idea. I had an idea of who he needed to be, but oh man, I had no idea that I was going if you told me that I was going to be this confident as a person when I was 20 years old, I would be like, there's no way. There's no way. There was nothing going on in my life at the age of 20 that indicated that I was going to be any kind of success, right? At that time. I didn't start getting exposed to the upper echelon life until I was like 20, 25, 26, somewhere in that area. I didn't get to ride in a Bentley until I was 25 years old. I didn't get to actually see a mansion until I was 25 years old for the first time. But these are things that the exposure kind of made me look at these things like, okay, this is real. There's another side of life that I ain't necessarily seeing. So we're gonna try to figure out how to get there, right? One of the biggest things that helped me out a lot, right, was personal development. And people procrastination, right? We're gonna go back on it right quick. If people always say, right, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this, I can't do that, I can't do this, whatever excuse they give you as to why they can't or why they are not, they have the answer right in front of them, but they just refuse to look at it. You see, I got plenty of books, right? Those books ain't just for show. Some of them I ain't read yet, but there's a little book over here called Think and Grow Rich that I read 4 times. There's a little book over here called How to Win Friends and Influence People that I've read 5 times. Bro, I promise you, the information is out here for you to get. How I became so passionate about who I am and what I do is because I've developed myself into somebody who is passionate and just gung-ho about everything that I do. And it's not a sense of arrogance that I created this persona around myself. It is the persona of the person that I was at 20. He ain't shit, so why stay there?
Oh,
Just straight up, he ain't shit. So why stay at the person that I was at 20 years old if he ain't gonna be the person that's going to get me to where I need to be? So it was about me trying to figure out, and this is, once again, it's not about the things that you want, it's about the things that you don't want. I knew that I didn't want to live paycheck to paycheck for the rest of my life. I knew I didn't want to struggle with money for the rest of my life. I want to live comfortable. I want a legacy. Can I start a legacy by working a 9 to 5? I absolutely cannot. How can I start a legacy? I got to be a business owner that has multiple businesses, reclaiming multiple streams of income every single month. All right, cool. Am I the person right now that can do that? Absolutely not. Am I the person at this very moment that can do that? Absolutely not. Every single day you had to get up with the goal that you are going to grow and become that person. Whatever you see, whatever your goal is, you got to understand that you have to gain new knowledge. You cannot move forward with old knowledge. You cannot move forward with the knowledge that you learned from back then. You have to move forward on new knowledge, get new things into your mind to help your understanding of how things outside of you work, because you are not the universe. You are not the universe. You are just a planet. Understand that you are just a planet. There are other planets and other solar systems, other galaxies, or other universes that have the information that you need. So you need to figure out how to get that information. You need to figure out what it is with information that you need to get from these other places that is going to come back into your planet and help your economy move forward, so that you can one day evolve into a galaxy or a solar system or whatever the case is that you want to do. You need to get that new knowledge. You need to read, you need to listen, and you need to seek counsel. This is why at the beginning of the episode, I asked Marcus, and Marcus, he already said it himself, that he should go out and find that community. Reason being is because Marcus is new at this and he don't know everything about it. He's just a planet. He's just a planet. He's in his own world, in his own mind, and he needs to get new information so he can expand. The reason why I read Think and Grow Rich 4 times is because when I first read that book, I understood that there was something more. The second time I read that book, I understood a little bit more. Every time I read that book, I get something new from that book. Another book that I've read that most people, that I swear to God, that everybody who I've ever come in contact with need to read this book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you haven't read that book as a blue collar employee, if you haven't read that book, you're already wrong.
You said Rich
Straight
Dad,
up,
Poor
you
Dad?
already, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. If you haven't read that book, you already wrong. Like, straight up. Like, there's no reason why somebody who wants more has not read that book. So it is about being the person that is going to do whatever it takes, absolutely whatever it takes. No excuses, no matter how bad it hurt, no matter how much you figure out about yourself. The point is to break yourself down and build yourself back up. The point is to break yourself down and build yourself back up. When you go to basic training and those people try to rewire you, the way they do it is they mentally break you down and they physically build you back up. That's what they do. That's how they condition you into becoming a soldier. They break you down just to build you back up. They intentionally break you down just to build you up, because they understand that the person that you was when you got there is not the person that's going to succeed and go all the way to the end. So you have to get that new knowledge. You have to understand yourself in a way that you never understood yourself before. You have to grow. That is the only way to do it. And once you decide that you are not a student anymore, once you decide that there is nothing else to learn, once you decide that there is no book that can teach you the things that you need to know, is the moment that you start dying. Because without growth, there's death.
Okay. All right. So basically,
I hope that
got
answers
from all
your
that-
question.
Oh man, everything is just helping. I'm telling you. So what I got from all that is like, starting out, going through school, getting all that knowledge that they force upon you, and then you have to regurgitate back to them. It it conditioned us to be like almost like sheep, that you're gonna work for somebody instead of working for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That is never taught in school.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, eventually you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna have to tear all that down. You're gonna have to break
Yeah.
yourself down and build yourself back up. And in that process, a lot of things are gonna come out, are gonna come to light, insecurities, fears, all that. You're gonna have to push past it to build yourself up with a strong foundation, to be a successful person, to be that person that can,
Absolutely.
gun ho through anything. And
Absolutely.
all right, I got it. I got you, man.
Yep. All right. So based off of what you just said,
Mm-hmm.
I want people to know that that's real.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said is real. There's nothing wrong with the things that they teach you in school, but it's like, if I'm telling a story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want everybody to catch this. If I'm telling the story, if I tell you for my perspective, that's the only perspective you ever get. I don't know if you ever heard of this, but it's a poem by a poet named Robert Frost, and it's called "The Road Not Taken." I want to read that right now on this podcast, just because it's like, it's one of those things where it puts you in a mode to think otherwise of what you're being told. And I don't care what kind of situation you're in, if you are gaining information, you have to question it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. Like, and I take it back to people who get business degrees. Somebody can be a master of their business, but they don't know how to start a business. But they know how to maintain one. A master's in business, it gets you up the corporate ladder a little bit further, but it don't help you when it comes to starting one, because that's not what you're taught. But if you change the perspective just a little bit and you tweak the information just a little bit, then you get out of the sense of okay, let me stop being corporation minded and let me think entrepreneur status, right? So I'm gonna read this, and I hope this helps somebody, because it helped me when I read it a few years ago. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in the yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and I looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. I ain't got my glasses on, so I apologize for that. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. I doubt if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. The two roads diverge in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. All right. So what that poem is telling is that life is full of choices, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at any point, you can either make the choice to take the easy road in life, or you can make the choice of taking you can take the harder road. Usually, what happens is that the road where that is harder is going to be the one that's going to lead you to more prosperity. I think we talked about this on a episode a while back of a picture that we say of, like, I think it was a little boy or something that was like, or a man or somebody. They either saw a castle or some money or something, and it was like at this, like, no, it was, I don't even
I,
remember, but regardless, right? I think it was you that said something about that on the episode way back. But just think of this, like, there's immediate on $1 million on this short road, right? That you're probably going to just blow through as soon as you get it. But there's this there's this path over here to this side that has a whole bunch of ditches, valleys, and traps, and all these other things. They look very unappealing. It look like, okay, if I go down this road, I'm just going to end up hurt. I'm just going to end up bruised up and scarred up. But if you took that road and you got to the end of that road, you'll end up with 8 million, and along with all of the knowledge of how to get through those traps and how to survive those traps along the way. That's a microcosm for life, because if you decide to take the easy road out, and in this point we're talking about procrastination, the easy road is to say, I don't feel like doing it, so I'm just not. I'm just not going to do it because I don't feel like it. That's the easy way out. Whereas if you say, I don't care that I don't feel like doing this right now, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to enjoy the fruits of my labor in the long run. I don't care what it's going to take to do what I need to do, but regardless, I'm going to do it. And that's the mentality you got to have. So, two roads diverged in the wood. I took the road less traveled by. Now we all hear the saying of the two road analogy all the time. I think that's where it came from. Actually, that was written. I think it said like 1916. That poem was written. Hence the Shakespearean kind of feel and vibe to it. But we all have heard that many times. And I tell people, don't follow the masses, because once you follow the masses, you'll just end up realizing before it's too late that the M was silent.
all right.
Yeah. So so don't follow the masses, man. Just do what needs to be done. Focus on the goal, and don't focus on nothing else, because ain't nothing else important. And anybody, and here's one thing: anybody who can't focus on your goal with you, anybody who can't support your goal, they got to go. Straight up. Because if it's your goal, once again I say, for a second episode straight, God gave you the vision. If it's your goal and your vision, anybody who can't support that, anybody who can't come in and help that goal, if they're not pushing you forward in that goal, then so be it. But if they're bringing you down from that goal, if they're pulling you in the opposite direction of your goal, they also need to be cut. Like, straight up. I don't care if it's family, spouse, anything. Like, yo, like, you have to understand that, like, you got to tell everybody around you, like, look, this is my life. I got to do what I have to do. Okay. Not for you, but for me, because this is what I see that's going to satisfy me in my life, right? I forgot this episode was about procrastination, so we're gonna bring it back there for a second. I'm gonna let Marcus talk, and I'm gonna give me a drink of water.
So basically, what I'm hearing is even though sometimes it seems that, like, you got this weight on your back or on your shoulders that you just don't want to do something, or it's just too hard. You just just do it, because it's literally that simple. Like once you get started, maybe you'll feel better.
Yeah.
Once you get started, maybe that feeling will go away, or maybe it won't. But just at the end that you got through it, that you've done it, it feels a whole lot better.
Right.
Like
Right.
you,
You'll you'll feel a lot better at the end knowing that you actually did it than knowing that you didn't.
right?
Because if you don't, you still no closer to
Ooh,
finishing your goal.
facts. And then regret is something. It's real. Being in a state of regret, like knowing that you could have done something but you didn't, it hurts, it stings, and
Yeah.
sometimes that has a snowball effect, and that just
Yeah.
builds and builds, and it's a negative one, but it's still just as powerful, and it could put you in a even deeper funk than what you're already
Yeah.
been going through. So
Yeah. Been
do
there.
the work, people. Do the work.
Been there. Been there. 10 years of that. 10 years of that. I've been there. Oh man. Yeah. So one of the biggest ways to end procrastination is to link up with the Ascension team, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. One good way to kill procrastination is to link up with the Ascension team, because we got tools that you could use to eliminate procrastination altogether.
Yes.
I want to talk about, and Marcus showed it earlier, and I got one right in front of me as well. I want to talk about this Ascension weekly planner, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and throw a picture of it on the screen so we ain't gotta hold it up all awkwardly into the camera and all that. But so the reason I made this, right, is because with this whole procrastination thing, I was a procrastinator. I made this originally for me. I didn't even have plans on marketing this or doing anything with this until recently, where we decided that we were going to start putting more of our content out there, because we have content that we just sit on that we just don't do anything with. This weekly planner being, I didn't know it was content, first of all. I'm gonna just go ahead and be real with you. I thought it was just, a tool. And I used it as a tool for a little while until I realized that I don't necessarily need it, because I don't necessarily watch TV no more when I'm alone. So just go ahead and put that out there, right? So I made this weekly planner because at the beginning of every single day, you have 86,400 seconds to invest into yourself. And you need to be held accountable for every second of that day, right? So the weekly planner is designed for you to write down your weekly goals from in number of priority, your height, your biggest goal of the week, and whatever secondary goals you have. And then once you write those goals on the first page, you put your primary goals and your steps, your action steps that are taken to accomplishing those goals. So at the end of that weekly planner page, the first page is when you're done with it. By the time that you get to the bottom line, or even if you don't even need all the way down to the bottom line, then you will have those that 1, 2, and 3 finished by the end of the week. So the point is to not to give yourself a headache and try to figure out how to accomplish all that at once. You go through the days. You start at Monday and work your way through. Or you start at Monday, because I left off Sunday intentionally on this because Sunday is the day of rest. Go ahead and get you some. By the time you go through all of these, you'll have everything done, so you don't necessarily need to go overboard. Sunday will be a day where you can just go ahead and just do whatever, just exhibition it, I guess you could say. I don't know. So start on Monday, your top priority of the day, your secondary task for the day, and then your time blocks. This is important. Your time blocks are the most important thing. I got mine, like I put it on here, and you can follow this if you want, or maybe not. I don't know what time you wake up in the morning. I don't know. I know that myself personally, I sleep about I sleep about in the single digits every single week apparently. Um, I don't necessarily get a lot of that going on. Usually wake up at 3 o'clock on the days off, um, which has been a little bit different now, being that I'm on night shift. So this hasn't been revised for people who work on night shift, but regardless, everybody has a 3 o'clock a.m. So we start at 3 o'clock a.m. above the not perforated above the dotted line. We got 3 o'clock under the dotted line. We have 3:30 and low and going into 4 o'clock. The reason I put this time block the way it was is because most people procrastinate with their time. I need you to understand and plot out that if you're going to do something that doesn't pertain to your goal every single day, you need to understand how long you've been doing it. Because most people, they say time fly when you're having fun. Time doesn't fly when you're having fun. You just forget about what's important when you're having fun. That's what it is. You just forget about what's important. You don't necessarily think about the consequences of spending 4 hours watching Netflix when you're having fun watching Netflix, right? That's why Netflix get on that joint and just be like, "Hey, you still watching?" By the time you get to "Are you still watching?" you've already screwed up. You've already screwed up. You've already spent way too long watching TV. Netflix know it. Why don't you know it? Anyway, so this is designed for you to understand that let me go ahead and show it. This is designed to show you that like every single block from 3 o'clock a.m. all the way to 6 o'clock p.m. that you have a time block for every single moment of your day. I put 3 to 6 because that was my work day. It was 3 to about 3 to 3 at one point, 3 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock a.m. But that was a whole different life of mine. And then once you get to the end, you have your weekly review where it asks you how much of your goals did you complete. Goal number 1. Did I complete it? Did I go all the way to 100%? You mark the box of 100%. Goal number 2, got number 3, and then you have my biggest win of the week. Biggest win of the week for Aaron Mack is that I published a short story, y'all. I published my first short story. Marcus, have you read it already?
Nah, I ain't read it all the way yet.
Okay. Yeah, so I published a short story it was for a contest, but I thought it would be just interesting to just go ahead and post that joint on the blog and whatnot. Then you have what worked and what didn't, which is important. What worked and what didn't. You want to know those things because you want to be able to look back. And the reason you're doing these are because you want to be able to look back and see your productivity and the scalability. Because if you can't scale your productivity, then you'll never have an idea of how long it's going to take you to get to your goal. I know for a fact that if these time blocks are filled up with me writing, then I know how long. If I'm writing it down, time block at 3 o'clock a.m., I wrote. From 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I wrote. I write how many words I wrote. I can go back in the future. I can go back. I can look at how long it took me to write that and how long it's going to take me if I continue this same trend. So it's about scalability, right? Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen one more time, right? You can get this Ascension Planner by simply going to www.amgdynasty.com. You can download the Ascension Planner and join us in our productivity and not in our productivity. Join us in being productive people. Marcus, have you already started using it?
Nah, I'm gonna start.
Yeah, you kind of got it yesterday?
Yeah.
2 days ago. So yeah, I don't know what happened there.
But like right now, it's been like real helpful. Seeing how it's been used through your point of view. I got it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even use it anymore.
Well, you probably got to the.
I don't need to. I write down what I do, but I don't necessarily use this template because this template. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I'm be transparent with y'all. My brain is so unorganized that
Come
I
on.
can't even survive in it. There's certain ways that I have to write things down that wouldn't make sense to anybody else, but I write it the way I write it so that I can understand it a little bit better. Um, I get I get almost dyslexic with information. It seems like, and I say that in a sense of like typical things and how they're written aren't necessarily they I don't necessarily flow with it. When I created this, it spoke to me in a way that a planner like that you would buy from Walmart or something don't necessarily speak to me because it didn't have everything that I needed. It didn't focus on what I needed it to focus on. This focused on the goal of the week, and I love that about this. And I'm thinking a little bit of a bigger scale when it comes to this weekly planner thing. But you know, we'll go ahead and talk about that another off camera moment. So, but yeah, I have to write information in ways that it looks jumbled, but it just like I can kind of pull it in at my own leisure. So yeah, like it's a very big is a very big flaw of mine, and I'm embracing that.
Okay.
I'm embracing that. So yeah, what's the plans, man? What we got, bro? We got a big move with this one, with the planner. Hopefully we can grow the community off of this with this little tool, man. I would love to have each and every single one of you to come along and talk about your journey with the planner, man.
No doubt.
Email us if you want to purchase like the paper copies of them, or whether you want to print them out yourself. You can go ahead, feel free to do so. And you know, let's go ahead and make this happen, man. Marcus, what we got coming up, man?
What we got coming up? Well, of course we still doing the kind of short stories about the list of topics that we've been going through.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Other than that, stuff that you
Alyssa and I finished ours the last week when we talked about it.
okay.
We finished them up. Is Coco going to be involved in that?
Probably not for the first one. She got some stuff she gotta take care of with the kid and Jason and whatnot. But once we get the more of them come out, I'm pretty sure that would be something. I'm pretty sure she'll be into it. She has some ideas for some kid stories on her own. I think motivational short stories can really help out with that also.
Right. Of course, Melissa and I, we're about to go look at our home that we're about to close on.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're about to go get it inspected and go look at it for a second time
Today?
And
Okay.
in a few hours. About to drop the deposits on it and whatnot, and we'll be moving very soon, man.
Okay.
Very soon, sooner than I thought, actually.
Get the blessings.
I told her
Blessings.
we at some point of this year we just gonna have a very expensive storage unit at one place because our lease ain't ran up yet, so and the titling company already talking about closing on the property, so this is about to be a very interesting few months.
So you basically gonna have like you're gonna have both the places at one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah. It's a bit of a lose-win situation.
Yeah.
I'm choosing to be positive about it, but
Yeah.
it's a no, nonetheless, it's a slap in the face, nonetheless. Like, but it's a really good, really like gorgeous house. Like, I can't wait for everybody to see it, man.
That's what's up.
I'm not gonna show it on camera, but I can't wait for the new studio build.
Oh,
That's what
awesome.
I'm ready. That's what I'm ready for. I can't wait for the new studio. Yeah, because I got some plans, Mark. I got some plans.
Dope.
It's gonna be awesome.
Dope. Hey, if y'all need some help, we're always here. If y'all need, extra vehicle to
Oh yeah.
get some stuff, transported.
Well, we getting a U-Haul, so hopefully we won't need too much of that. I may need a hand moving if you're available, but
Most definitely.
you know me, I'll try not to ask.
Not your fault.
But yeah, that's all we got going on, man.
All right.
Yeah. As we can go ahead and close it out,
Yes,
man.
sir.
It's been over an hour, right?
Yep. Hour and 4 minutes.
Good. Dope. We managed to survive the whole hour.
It was dope, though.
Even
This was dope.
even though you had me jump into the topic, it like 10 minutes in.
We made it through. We made it through. We made it work.
Yeah, we did.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
All
this
right.
has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcomed. Hard conversations about growth and development is the name of the game. It's me, your boy,
Yes,
Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and we are signing out.
All right, love y'all. See y'all next week.